Welcome back to another episode of Keys to the Hustle. Today we'll be having Tommy, and he is my podcast guru with regards to my short form. So if you follow us on Instagram at Keys to the Hustle Podcast, you'll see a lot of his work, and I think he's very inspiring with regards to his goals. So I've invited him to come talk to us. Enjoy. Hey, Tommy.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate your
Anytime.
time. All right, let's jump into it. Tell me, Tommy, who were you before Rise Socials?
So I was a sparky, an electrician. I didn't actually want to do it. So I was actually going to be a mechanic when I first started. So I didn't enjoy school. School wasn't really my thing. Most
entrepreneurs don't enjoy school.
No, I think school was horrible, to say the least. I think the last maybe 4 months of school, I didn't really... My mum was definitely getting calls for me not going in. That was year 10 actually. And then I didn't go. I ended up going in every maybe once or twice a week. And then I went to Mindari Senior for year 11.
Oh, wow.
And I was at year 11 for, I'd say, 5 months, 4 or 5 months. And they had a class which was you go in and they put you on a work placement.
Yep.
And I wanted to do mechanics because I just loved cars. And the class was full. So I found the Electrician, and then I did my pre-apprenticeship, which was an absolute nightmare as well. And after even the whole years of being an electrician, I just didn't enjoy it, but I still thugged it out because it was so built into my head that you kind of have to follow the footsteps of everybody else. I would never say that I didn't enjoy who I worked with, because I've met some great friends along the way, and I did enjoy some of the times that I had, but I think if you had anyone from any year of my electrician career, anyone would say that it was not for me.
Well, fair enough. But I think you just decide where your path is after you've tested it sometimes. So.
Yeah, and it's I always knew that I wanted to do something else, but I didn't know what. So there was always a lot of test and trial. Day trading, for example.
Yeah.
I joined some sort of community and started learning.
Are you still day trading?
No.
Yeah.
If I was still day trading, I probably wouldn't be in this chair.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's that going? Can you teach me?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. So I learned the basics of it. I met a few people. There was a guy called Drew, I believe his name was, and he was, killing it. So we used to meet up at ECU University and go over that. And, the spark of that just fizzled out, and I was like, nah, this isn't for me. I want to do something else. And then buyer's agency, which is what you said.
Yeah.
So this was a trap. So I found out this thing, buyer's agency, and I ended up paying, I didn't pay, I zip paid $8,000 for a course.
Oh my God.
And I think I was 18 at the time.
What course?
Oh my God.
Your real estate registration maybe, or no?
No, so it was a buyer's agency. So I was young and naive at the time, and I just thought, I want to make $1 million. I want to drive a G-Wagon. I want to do this and that. And so I signed this thing, paid for this course, had a massive debt against my name. And I went through all these questionnaires. I filled out everything, watched all these videos. And at the end, it was you've got to fly to Melbourne and sign up to a real estate registration thing.
Yeah.
And after that, I think it kind of hit me oh shit, what have I just done? So then I didn't do anything of it. And I was literally just had this huge $8,000 debt against my name. Went back to being an electrician again. Still had all this going on. And then what company was that? This is when I was doing FIFO. So I was doing FIFO for about 12 months, I believe.
You've been all around WA, mate.
Yes. And then what did I do after FIFO? Oh, so I left. And then I went into mechanics. And I was at this mechanic shop in Wangara for maybe 8 months.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I don't even know how to say it. It's just, I think every time I worked under somebody else, there was always some sort of conflict along the way. I was good friends with the guy that I was working with, and still now I wouldn't have anything bad to say about him. But I just think working with him, we lost the friendship, which sucked, but it was just, there was a day where I was in, it was just me and him, all hell broke loose, shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
I left.
Personality clash, or was it more
I think there was a few little things that might have led to the dramas that we had. I had a car and it was a bit of a shitbox, and I wanted to sell it. So I sold it, and he had a car that his sister owned, but she was moving away, and he obviously wanted to sell it. And what he was asking for it, it was not worth it. So he let me use it, and quite a few of the other boys on the workshop said, don't trust it, don't do it. But because I thought we were good friends, I was like, you know what, I will. It's fine. And I was putting in fuel and things like that, and I kept the car clean. And then there was one day where he said, like, oh, don't put any dogs in the car. And I didn't put a dog in the car, but I still got blamed for that. And then after that, he was basically trying to force me to buy it, but didn't want to. Like, I'm not going to be forced into buying something that I don't really want to buy. And then, we fell out. The owner of the place, lovely guy. I'm not going to say the workshop name.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah,
don't name.
But yeah, great guy. Tried to make men's work. Didn't work, so I left. And then I got a job at Pet Barn. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So what then prompted you to start Rise? And I guess how long has Rise been around? Or maybe I should say that, I know you through Rise because you edit a lot of my short forms for the podcast.
So
you may use him temporarily and ask him for quotes, but he's mine. So when did you start Rise?
So Rise started about 7 months ago officially. Kieran, Asset Marketing.
Shout out
to Kieran Ramsey. He started his content business maybe a year before I started mine, and me and Kieran got very close, and I started to take somewhat of an interest in what Kieran's doing. And from that get-go, I realized, you know what, this is fun. I want to try this. So I probably didn't do it in the smartest way, if I'm honest. I think a lot of people would have a 9 to 5 to, sustain their business. Whereas I think I had about $15 in my bank account.
Jumped in the deep end.
Yeah, just got back on holiday, quit my job and jumped in the deep end.
That's how we did our roof tiling business though.
Oh, really?
We're about 7 years going, and we knew nothing. I did a real estate course in Rockingham. Shout out Rockingham. To get my business degree, just so I knew I had an idea.
Yeah.
And we didn't have anything. Dude, we had like 2 kids.
Wow.
Or one
I think
kid.
that's what the best part about it is, though, is like when you don't have something to fall back on and you have to make it work.
You have to.
Like you have to. And that was like literally me. So
and ours was probably the extreme because we were like, if we don't make it, our kids are going hungry.
Exactly right. And that was a niche market too, tiling. There's tilers around. So it was something where it would have been hard to squeeze in, but you've made it work.
We've lost a lot of roof tilers to the golden handcuffs or the FIFO, FIFO lifestyle, which is great. But there was definitely a gap in the market, and we're still thriving now. My husband's very busy, but again, he's really passionate about that.
I think
found
that's
that
probably
passion
the
young.
biggest factor about it. And like that is one thing I will say before I get into it. I think there's a lot of people these days that love the idea of running a business, and for example, it could be, like I say, a Wednesday morning and I could be going to get a coffee with my girlfriend, and people could see that and think, oh, what do these people do? But they don't actually know the in-depth of it. Like the comfortability you have with a 9 to 5 job is a lot more comfortable than what you're going to have trying to run a business.
Correct.
The first camera I actually bought was a Pocket, like an Osmo Pocket 3.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even earned $1 for about 2 months. The first job I ever had, I didn't have enough money to put fuel in my car.
Yeah.
So I actually went and cleaned my mum's friend's car for $50 just to put fuel in to go to my job.
Yeah. Even the best of us, I think, still run into those stints.
Yeah,
the gap's just getting bigger.
It does. You do. You learn things along the way, but you also, it really builds your character, I think. I reckon over the last 6 months, running a business, making mistakes, hitting walls, and like the amount of nights where you think to yourself, I want to give up on this. Like, I do want to give up. But there's just that itch in the back of your, the head where you're like, no, I believe in myself. I'm going to make it work. And you can have the whole world against you. And like even my parents, for example, like their upbringing was very different. Like my dad's, just been like a grafter really since he was young. So I think telling them,
love grafters. They're good. They're good to talk to.
You need them. Telling them that I quit my job and what I was doing, they had no idea whatsoever. They kind of just thought, what is this kid on about?
Oh, you're going to quit everything to go post on Facebook.
Exactly. And they don't get that. So it got to a position where I almost had to be like, you know what, it doesn't matter what I say, it's never going to get through unless I make it
Until
work.
they see the fruits of your actual hard work. Yeah.
And even just doing it though, like I say, so when I started, like I had Kieran did help me. But I remember the first job, it was a real estate. Do you know Fraser Williams from Bloom Real Estate?
No, but shout out Fraser.
He did help me a lot.
He needs to do some more marketing if I haven't seen him, to be honest.
He's a good guy. He sells nice houses. So he took me on. I cold called him. And bear in mind, I'd cold called maybe 400 people.
Where's he from again? Sorry?
Rolly Stone. He
up
focuses
the hill.
just in Rolly Stone.
Yeah, no, I love there's a restaurant up there that I really like. I forget. Seven Sins.
I've not been there.
Really good restaurant up in Rolly
It's
Stone.
a really nice place. Like it bums me now because I look back at some of the houses that I've shot for him and they're lovely, but I was
shit.
Yeah. I think that's just the best way to put it. I was shit. And
you just didn't know.
I didn't know. Yeah. That's the thing. But he gave me a chance. He gave me an opportunity.
He still paid you for it.
He still paid me.
Yeah.
And I was learning along the way, but I was also, another mistake about running a business is you do bend over backwards. And, it's weird because let's say you go from earning $1,200, $1,500 a week at your job, you can earn $100 doing something that you enjoy, but it's so much more rewarding. And like you could literally like blow your back out for 10 hours, earn $100 and think, oh my God, I've just made $100.
Yeah.
And then you get to a point down the line and you're like, shit, this isn't going to cut it.
Yeah.
And, like that's what I meant by running into walls. Like it's hard. There's been a lot of certain situations running the business where it is hard, and
I think because like we're also young too. It's like you just, but we learn on the go, so that's fine.
Exactly. You learn from your mistakes, but going back to like what I said before, character building, it does build you as a character because you have to stand on your own feet. You got to make your own money.
Yeah, and I think if you're a good person, you're going to be good in any business.
Yeah.
Like I think with our roof tiling business, the hard lesson that I had to learn that was challenging, and I guess it would translate to any business really, and it's small scale, but we had to contract out for our roof tiling business because my husband's, he's only one man at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's just not patient enough to train anyone else, which is fine. We'll get there. So we'll usually have to contract out some labour if necessary.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we're chasing the builder to pay our invoice, but we've got to pay our dudes. So we've got to give them our last $100, our last $500, and chase this guy. But we don't want to, that person to suffer because of that person.
I know that's. I'm in a similar boat now because obviously moving away.
Correct.
I've got to send videographers out, and it's. But it's like. It almost feels not new. Like, it's every obstacle that I've come across over the last 7 months, I've always overcome it. And I take that now with me anywhere in life.
That tells me you're resilient too.
Yeah. I think you can just take it into anything you do.
Well, what was your biggest fear in the beginning when you started Rise?
The biggest fear? Probably not doing what I promised that I would do to myself. Right. Not necessarily what I promised others, but what I promised myself. Because I remember one night I was in my room and I was just writing everything down. So I've got a vision board on my wall as well. And I wrote down a bunch of things in a notebook that I want to achieve in life. And it wasn't even just through work. It was, how I want to be, who I want to be when I'm like maybe 30 years of age. And I think looking at those and thinking to yourself, if it doesn't happen, that is quite fearful.
Yeah.
Holding a responsibility on yourself when,
to do as great as you think and know you can be.
Like it's so easy to think high, but then acting high is a completely different thing, I think.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for a metaphor, but it's like you can talk it all day, but you got to walk it.
Exactly right. And it's so easy to talk. Like I've done it. I've talked. When I was working as a tradie, I used to talk shit. I'd always be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a Lamborghini. I'm going to blah, blah, blah.
All tradies talk shit.
Yeah, I think it's just part of it.
As a half tradie myself, as business owner, I can say that. I guess, so was Fraser your first client?
Yes, Fraser was the first ever client.
And you said you got him from cold calling.
Yeah, so I was cold calling this one day, and I was actually nervous to cold call, so I would wait for my parents to go to work.
Is that fear of rejection or just?
Yeah, not necessarily rejection, but I didn't know what I was doing. Like,
Yeah,
you know, so
unsurety or what?
yeah. Fraser was my first client, but the first agent I ever did anything for was Millie Turner. So basically, what happened there
Where's
was
she?
she's a family-ran agency, I believe, her and her mum.
Oh, cool. What suburbs do you know or remember?
I think I did one job for her, and it was, where was it? Oh, I can't remember. I think it was like
Shout out Millie anyway.
shout out Millie, but it was good. I cold called her, and I stuttered like shit, as you can imagine. And yeah, she gave in. So she gave me a job.
I think you're quite eloquent. I think
I've learned from actually running a business how to talk a bit better, because beforehand it is scary. Like, you know, you go from one thing where you just get dumped on a job site and you've got a hard hat on and you just get told in the morning what to do throughout the day.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, when you're doing your own thing, you have to talk to people and you have to put yourself out there, and
Yeah.
it is overwhelming at the start.
Correct. And I guess you're technically my social media expert when it comes to my podcast arena. You're totally running that show.
Yeah.
To be very honest, but in your opinion, what is the biggest myth people say about social media?
The biggest myth?
Yeah, that's not quite true at all. Or do you think there's a stigma around social media, especially in today's day and age, that people are sticking to that's not necessarily true?
Yes, I think one of the biggest demeanors on social media is what people see through a camera is not always what you see in real life.
Correct. Yeah.
I could very easily make my life look like the best life in the world.
Yeah, and like the influencers that are going on trips.
Yeah.
We could do that too. You could do that on your way to the airport today.
Exactly right. Like, you can make yourself look a hell of a lot more of a person than what you are on social media. And I think, you know, I wouldn't say I have too much experience in the game now, but I've got a fair bit. And if there was anything that I could ever say to anyone, even if it was someone younger than me that's looking to get into this line of work one day, don't always just believe what you see on the internet, and don't let it beat you down. If somebody that you see in Miami is 21 years of age driving a supercar and you're in Perth driving a Holden Astra, don't beat yourself up about it, because it's two completely different worlds. You know, America is different, and I've been there myself. Like, you know, I'll watch people on the internet and think, fuck, I want to be like that. But, you know, there's that quote that people say, if everyone threw their problems into a pile, I guarantee you'd pick yours up and run. Like, you can't always sit there and believe what you see through a screen as to what you feel in real life.
Well, I think that about real estate often as well. And I've said it to another, you know, real estate agent that's younger than me, just to kind of boost her. But you really can't compare yourself. Like,
no, you can't.
Even as a young real estate agent, there's more and more of us coming to the market, and all we see is each other on realestate.com.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other, because we're all competition.
Yeah, for sure.
Sifting around in areas, but you can't help but be like, far out. She's 25 or 26 or 29 or whatever she is, and she's sold like 30 houses in the last 6 months. Like, what's wrong with me? When, like, it could be the business, there could be a setup in the back end, there could be, you know, she's just a face, she might not even be getting any money.
Of course. And that is another thing, is like, I think if you spend too much time focusing on what other people are doing and trying to mimic another person in the same niche as you, all you're going to do is stay in the same spot.
Correct.
Like, if you can try, and it is hard, but if you can try block out all the noise around you, focus on you, and, you know, one step to you might not even be one step to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could see somebody that's done all this and that. And I'm not saying to not take motivation from people, because you should take motivation from people, but you should always know that whatever's destined in your life is you.
Yeah.
Like, this rich man or woman that you're seeing on the internet, they're not going to make you a successful person. It's you.
6 times out of 10, they're a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. I guess, when did you realize that a social media business could be valuable?
So at the start, I didn't realize the ins and outs and the values of social media. I more just enjoyed holding a camera and trying to make cool stuff with it. But I think at some point down the line, you start to like understand business a lot more, and it doesn't matter what it could be. It could be roof tiling, it could be real estate, and you start becoming more
It could
creative.
be Ferrari if you're talking about Kiz's portfolio at the moment.
Yeah, I know, it's popping, but
Isn't it?
I think if you start being a bit more creative around certain businesses, and one of the biggest takes that I've got now in my line of work is if I can make somebody else money, I'm going to make money. Yeah. And there is a hell of a lot of money in it. Yeah. Like marketing, I think going forward in the future it is a huge financial thing. And for example, with my line of work, ad creatives, okay? So if you can create something that's going to visually please a customer to want to purchase that so-made creative, you're making money. Yeah. Whereas, you know, the Ferraris, you can go make a cool video of a Ferrari and you might get the one odd guy that's like, I love this Ferrari, I want to buy it. But generically, you're not. So I think you've got to start small. You can't just start and be like, I want to go film a Lamborghini. You better off going to film a Hilux. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because if you
know
can
your market.
Exactly, know your market, learn your clients, learn the businesses, you know, speak well, show value. Don't overpromise. No, what is it? Overpromise. No.
Under-promise, over-deliver.
Under-promise and over-deliver. That is what you need to do.
I've said that like 20 appraisals in just the last month.
And it's the best thing because then at the end of the day, you know, like, you know, when you do get results for this person, you haven't promised them the world and they see more value in you. And
correct.
But you will fail. Like, it, you know, no one's going to win straight away. You are going to fail. And people have clients that they've, you know, got from the start and gradually got better over time. But don't hate yourself if you lose clients over that. Like it's learning. You learn every day.
And I think people forget, like, no one's thinking about you as hard as you are.
No, as what you're thinking about yourself. And that is a massive thing as well. Like even going to the gym, like
you're like,
my partner's really into the gym and she's, you know, got me into it and stuff. And it's like you train all this time and you start to look at yourself in a different way than you have before. And I think that is something else. Is like when you walk into a gym, no one's looking at you.
Yeah.
You know, no one's like, oh my God, look at this guy or look at this girl. Like, and I think it's just everyone gets so caught up in their own head. Yeah. And you just have to maybe take a step back sometimes and look at how far you have come and what you have achieved.
I've started thinking the same about suits. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, because with appraisals, I'll go to like meet a client and obviously I'll be in a nice suit and sometimes I'll get it dry cleaned or whatever. But if I'm doing like a bulk content catch or like a podcast or something and my blazer's wrinkled, I now don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but no, that's good though.
2 years ago, I would have been like, shit, my blazer's crinkled, my pants are not ironed, and like.
And as a person, like that's something you'd never look at on somebody else.
No one's looking.
Yeah, and I think the more you feed your mind, the more like it's gonna hurt. Really, like you can feed it either positivity or negativity, and the more you feed it is what you're gonna feel.
Correct, and there's like an art to not giving a fuck. I think
there is, and like I am. Slowly getting there.
Yeah.
Like just, you know, it's...
Nice. I'm glad to be on the journey with you. I think that's going to take you far, Tommy.
I hope so. I mean, I've got, like, I wouldn't say I've got a massive ego, but I've got a hell of a lot of self-belief.
Well, you're allowed to be confident too.
Yeah,
you know?
like confident. Like, especially work-wise.
Ego is like, I think, I don't know, ego is a version of confidence.
Yeah.
But I don't like egotistical people.
Yes.
And I think egotistical people are just insecure, dressing up as strength.
Exactly, yeah.
And so I think you're allowed to be confident.
But I think there's a lot of that, like you say, like there is a lot of people out there that, you know, put this mask on and they're not who they think they are. And like going back to your question before, like a myth with social media, I think this generation is growing up being fed a lot of bullshit through social media, even not just work-wise. It could be anything. And, you know, it's not good in some certain type of way to be like consuming so much bullshit.
And sometimes you can only learn that after you've spoken to someone about their own experiences.
Yeah.
Like I think Seva, I already had similar ideas, but Seva was... one of the main reasons where I found a burst of confidence, and same with the entire Bridestar team, to be honest, and my producer, you know, Matt, everybody, they were really confident in what I was producing here in the
Yeah.
podcast before I even felt it.
Yeah.
I only really felt it this year. And we
Really?
did like 5 episodes last year
Yeah.
and just crashed and burnt. I think I was burning out across a lot of spheres in my life, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But now I'm coming back aggressively. So
No, that's good though. You have to, like,
I found myself again. I remembered how cool I was.
you are cool.
Thanks.
I think you're really cool.
Same, Charmy. Back to you. So has there been a time, I guess it's early days, but are you worried about anything breaking your business?
Running the business, you're always going to have that one thought that it might go wrong. But I think depending on who you are as a person, you can either go two ways. I think you can either beat yourself up and eat away at knowing you've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Or you can, maybe look at what you've done, learn from your mistake and overcome it. So like I say, with my business, I've ran into a lot of walls already. I've been scammed. So I've done a job and my partner, Rebecca, actually come with me, which I felt terrible about because I spent the whole weekend doing a big job for a big company and I over-delivered, to be honest. All they asked for was photos, right? And I created a full lifestyle reel for them, just off my own back to try get myself out there.
Impress them and
exactly right.
Maybe get continued business.
Yeah, definitely. And, even looking back on it now, I still think that it was a fucking sick video. It was cool. And, he didn't pay me for what I did. He kind of just beat around the bush and never paid me.
Yeah, so that's someone in real estate?
No, this was actually a paving company. So it was a construction company. And I think that is something that a lot of people could have happen to them and either curl away in a ball or you can overcome it and say, you know what, it's not the end of the road. And that is an obstacle that you're going to have to overcome. It doesn't matter what business you're in. You are going to have to overcome obstacles and it's how you take it. It's upsetting in the moment. Don't get me wrong. You can go two ways. You can get upset and angry and have a tantrum about it, or you can just say, you know what, fuck it, it is what it is. Let's go again. And
I think that's all the difference, to be honest. I ask if it's in real estate because I know a few people, not naming anyone, and not naming any real estate people, but videographers that weren't paid.
I know of a few videographers that weren't paid in real estate, but I think also in the real estate game, a lot of agents care about their name. And I think depending on what level they're at with their real estate, I don't think there's any agents out there that necessarily want shade thrown on themselves.
Yeah, of course.
So I think...
But isn't that why you'd pay?
Exactly, you would. And I think a lot of... You'll agree with me on this one. A lot of things that agents do to videographers is say that they're going to pay us with exposure. Okay?
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Start pitching that.
It's quite a memeful thing, like, oh, I'll tag you. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, if you're a real estate agent that's got 300,000 followers on Instagram and you've got, this massive following and you said, oh, I can tag you, fair enough. If you're a starting business, it's actual exposure. But, if you
got 200 followers,
literally,
what are you doing, Todd?
Exactly. Like if you're, I don't know, fucking Karen that lives on the street, you've got 2 properties in the last 6 months and you've got 14 followers on Instagram. Yeah. I'm sorry, but a tag isn't going to cut it. Like,
going to expose me to your 2 followers.
Exactly. And it's like, and that isn't being rude. You have to understand that
and know
it's
your
a
value.
Business. Right. It's like, if you're a real estate agent and you're starting off and you're selling your first home, how would you feel if the homeowner said, oh, I'll refer you to my mate because he's selling his house as well, but you can just sell mine for free? You're going to be like, no, like, it's...
And I guess that mindset is learnt too, because it's like through our roofing business. So we've had multiple occasions through our roof tiling business where we've done good work and huge work for maybe builders or developers, and we're chasing them for like a month to pay our invoice.
It is hard.
I've had one turn around and be like, well, if you can't afford to wait, then you shouldn't be in business. And I'm like, bitch, you don't walk into a car shop, buy a car, and then pay a month later.
No,
that's not.
It's not how it. And that's the thing as well, though. Like, there's a lot of people out there that these days that they think they know a lot, but they don't.
They really don't.
And they don't. Like, you know, you're always going to have that one person's like, oh, why don't you just do that? Or why did you not just do this? And it's like, you don't understand what running a business is really like. Like, you know, and that's another thing. You see the fruits of it on the internet, but it's not a real thing. Like, you know, the people closest to you experience it the most. And like for example, I could say on my Instagram, right, I might look happy all the time, and I am happy majority of the time. But if you choose the people close to me, I live with my girlfriend. She would see the sides of me emotionally.
Shout out Rebecca.
Shout out Rebecca for even putting up with me, because I'm a fucking pain in the ass.
I believe.
Half the time.
I believe you.
But you know, like, she'd see it that it's not all happiness all the time. It's not always, you know, doing things and going out having a good crack and laughing. It is a fucking dark place sometimes. Like,
Correct.
you are on your own. No one's coming to, you know, be like, oh, his business is running low, let's just put $50,000 into it and help him out. No one's going to do that.
No, and I won't be the first one to say that, like, happiness sells.
It does.
So even when I get prepared to do, like, talking to camera reels and stuff like that, I'm like shaking it off, and I'm like,
you just gotta
this is the
put it
best
on.
day of my life.
Yeah.
This is the best day of my life.
And you'd probably notice that yourself. That's actually a question I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
You're on camera a lot.
Yeah.
Your majority of your life, I'd say, revolves around being on a camera. How do you find the days where maybe you're not feeling yourself? Like, what would you say to somebody maybe coming up to not switch off, but, you know, be...
Yeah, what's the switch?
Yeah, like, be Paddy Stanley on camera when you're not maybe feeling Paddy on that day.
Yeah.
How would you say that?
I want to say it's a newfound skill that I've learnt, but it's probably not, because, like, my oldest daughter's 10.
Yeah.
I will say that that's where I learnt the switch, is like being a mum. Like, you cannot show up depressed and unhappy for your kids, because they'll feel it. You can't even feel it and just not show it on your face and say that you're happy. They're not going to believe it because they know their mother.
Yeah.
And so you have to make it real. You have to make the switch real. There's just other people who depend on you to be happy. Yeah. And that's my motivation.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's good though.
I didn't realize. Yeah, it is deep, actually. I'm a woman of substance.
Strong woman.
Not substances. Substance.
A woman of substance.
There's a difference. Why is it that some businesses, especially in today's day and age, they're posting every day? Yeah. They might be posting twice a day, but they're not actually getting anywhere.
So do you mean that in the aspect of they've got a videographer working with them and they're posting consistency, but they're not getting anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, that way, and or organically. I know a lot of real estate agents and even construction workers or tradies, they're not seeing the value behind paying for a videographer like maybe I do. I think I hold you guys very highly.
Yeah.
But yeah, they might be doing that and their follower count isn't moving.
Yeah. I think as a video creator, you have to find the right audience. And I always tell a client, you're never going to find that straight away. You know, it can take a month, it could take 2. But if you can get to around 8 weeks of consistent content and you're not getting anywhere, there is something seriously, seriously wrong. So as a videographer, you're not just holding a camera. This is the point now where you go in and you have to actually analyze everything that you've done for the business over the last 2 months and find what's gone wrong along the way. And, you know, you make tweaks and changes. And like I say, it's always going to be test and trial.
Yeah, but troubleshooting.
I know for a fact there is nothing in this world that can't get out there through content. It could be that red telephone right there. If someone wanted to sell that, and you can look at that in a creative way and you can, you know, find somebody or an audience that's going to be renowned around that, you can sell it. And, you know, sometimes, what is it? It's like water and oil. It doesn't mix. Maybe that videographer isn't for you. Like, you could have a videographer that will kill it in the automotive industry, but then they're just balls at real estate. And it's a harsh truth. You know, if you want to be good and you want to be the best and you want to, you know, show value and build a character around your business, you have to try be good at everything. And you're never going to be from the start. You're never going to stop learning. You know, there's businesses over east, AC Media, for example. They're a massive agency, but they are absolutely killing it. Like, they're properties are unreal. Their agents are killing it. And, you know, believe it, like you'd look at this page and think, I want to be like that. But I don't know them. I've never spoken to them. But I know for a fact that they would have ran into that many errors along the way. They would have hit walls. They would have had doubts, but they were consistent with it. They learned from their mistakes. Yeah. And, you know, you've got to analyze it. Like I say, the business, like you got to actually sit there and think, what does this client want? It's easy to sit there, you know, if you're about to sign a retainer with a client or you're on a phone call, you know, let's say it's $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. You're going to be thinking, oh my God, $5,000, $5,000. You're not going to keep making that $5,000 if you're not going to get the results. So as long as you deliver the results, you're going to get your money. And I think that's a switch that you make during business is you kind of stop thinking about money and you start thinking about outcomes. So, you know, it's like, if I can make you money, I'm going to make money. And that is something that I think is a massive part of it. And in content in general, you've got to be able to bring results to your client, else you're never going to get anywhere.
I guess talking about your clients and where you're going to, what does your ideal client look like in Brisbane?
So moving to Brisbane.
Jake's over there, by the way. He might be able to get some.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
awesome.
mirror cover.
Yeah.
He's really cool to get content off, and
for sure. I'm quite broad with my content. I've got a very open mind.
Good.
You know, there is certain lines of work that I wouldn't go into with a camera, but when it comes to, you know, your generic businesses.
Oh, I guess what's that then? What's an industry that you'd turn away from?
I don't think I'd ever be into like an adult kind of industry.
Like the OnlyFans?
Yeah, that's just something.
Or like Magic Mike or like.
No,
what branch?
Not really, no. Even, you know, like photography for things and like it's just.
Fair enough.
It's something that I just personally wouldn't enjoy to do, and I would never get a reward out of it.
Yeah.
So I get a reward out of my work. So when I, you know, let's say I do a showcase for a home or a showcase for a car or an ad creative for a client, I enjoy it. Like I watch the result at the end and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I love what I do. Do you know what I mean?
So as someone who utilizes your skill, I can speak to that too, and I agree.
Yeah. And moving into Brisbane, I'm going to be the exact same. You know, I've made it work here, the most isolated city in the world.
Well, so they say. We're getting popular now.
We are getting popular, but it is hard. Like it has been hard. But yeah, Brisbane, same thing, same outcome, same road. I'm just going to go for it. Real estate agents, automotive, construction companies. It doesn't really matter what it is.
Yeah, and you've got one hell of a portfolio, I think, to share from here.
Yeah,
anyway.
I've got quite a big portfolio now. It took a while to build it. But, you know, it's fun. Like, I love it. There isn't a single day where I don't enjoy my job.
I think that's the key to long-term success too. I think so. Actually enjoying what you do.
Yeah, you have to enjoy what you do, because if you don't enjoy what you do, you're never going to be happy. And, you know, like, it ruins everything. Relationships, friendships, if you're not happy with because you spend most of your day working, and if you're not happy working, you're never going to be happy.
Correct.
So
I guess a lot of business owners might be stuck, especially when it comes to going on social media.
Yeah.
I guess, what's one thing you'd say every local business should be trialing on their social media?
I think if you're a local business and you're just starting off and, you know, maybe you don't have the capital to invest into a videographer, I think be open-minded, start small. Everyone has a phone. You know, Instagram's free, Facebook's free, your camera is free. You know, go onto your phone, check other businesses around that are the same niche as you, and just test and trial. Don't be scared. Just put yourself out there. There's no such thing as failure. I think if you try, you're going to get an outcome. It doesn't matter what you do, what line of business you're in. You don't always have to spend money. Like, you know, start small, start yourself. Maybe you might have a receptionist at the counter who's, you know, got 20 minutes of free time during the day. Give the phone to him or her and tell her to have a crack, give it a go, and just go from there. I think put yourself out there, be open-minded, don't be scared. It doesn't matter what age you are or how new or old your business is. Just
And everyone's scared of
Give it
being
a
in
go.
front of the camera.
They
The
are,
only way
and-
you can get past it is doing it.
Exactly right. Like, you know, people see confident people on camera like yourself. And
I still gag at my own voice sometimes.
I know.
Like when
everyone
I hear,
does. Like,
I'm like, "Bleh."
yeah, it's normal. Like, you know, you do freeze and shit your pants a bit sometimes
You
when there's a
do.
camera in front of you, but you just got to do it. Like, there's no
Correct.
difference talking in front of a camera as there is talking in front of somebody else.
Correct. And then I'm like, now that I'm growing with the podcast, I'm starting to try and reach out and meet bigger people
Yeah.
that are, you know, might have a bigger platform. But I think you've also got to remember on that end that just don't never be too impressed, I reckon,
Yeah, of course.
when you're meeting big people.
I think going back to what you just said, local businesses, I believe 90% of local businesses know they should do it.
Yeah.
They want to do it, but there's something holding them back. And
I think it's just scared, being scared.
It is scared,
Imposter
and-
syndrome.
Exactly. And, you know, if there's one thing that I can say is if it's there, even if it's that big in the back of your mind, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, like at the end of the day, like no one cares. You know what I mean? No one cares what you're saying on the camera. Like the world isn't renowned around you. So,
yeah.
you
And
know,
I promise if you spend like 6 months just posting videos of you talking to the camera, you're going to inspire someone who's
you will, and
not as
and it will
confident.
work. Like, you know, it could be the best decision you ever make. You could be generating, I don't know, $100,000 a year with your business. You could start posting every day on your iPhone, and who knows, you could quadruple that.
Yeah.
And you don't know unless
And I
you
think
try.
TikTok really woke everyone up to
It
that.
did,
'cause,
yeah.
Yeah, they were like,
TikTok's
shit.
huge. Social media is huge, really. Like, you know, doom scrolling, short
Being
form
famous
shit,
used to
like-
be unattainable.
I know. I think being famous these days is a lot easier.
Well, you can
Then
be
what-
famous in your backyard now.
You
so
can.
That's
You can
like,
be famous.
and that's good enough sometimes.
You can wake up in the morning and make breakfast every day on
I
camera.
mean,
and
Justin
get famous from
Marandino,
it.
prime example.
Oh, he's awesome.
Very
man.
famous in his backyard.
Yeah.
Corey Adamson too. Yeah. And then you're famous in your backyard too, I'd imagine. I'm sure
Me?
you've got a solid team supporting you.
I do. I've got
Including
people.
me. I'm on
exactly.
your team too.
Support is one of the biggest things. I think if you're supported by people and people have a vision in you, it doesn't matter how big your own vision is. I think it really helps. You know, if you've got someone there to, you know, kind of scoop you up when you're feeling low and give you that bit more esteem to be like, you know, you got this. It is probably the most beautiful feeling in the world.
Because
And-
it's the biggest difference too. And then if you hit that wall and you've got other people trying to lift you up,
exactly. Yeah.
it's going to push you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think it's very important to have those people.
Yeah.
You know, it could be your kids, you know, like,
yeah, and if you don't have those people yet, you might still meet them. Like a lot
Exactly.
of people that I find very detrimental to my business circle, especially nowadays, and maybe even my platform too now. I didn't know them 3 years ago.
yeah. Well, that's the same as me. Like, you meet friends through business, like yourself. Like, we've built a friendship through work. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, like we could bump into each other at a cafe, but we might not even ever say hello. But we've built, you know, similar mindsets through work. We've built a friendship, and you will through work. You know, you'll meet people along the way, and some might go, some might not. And
Correct, and that's life.
exactly.
So I guess, what's your 5-year goal then? Are you in Brisbane for 5 years or shorter maybe?
Well, I'm going there without a plan B. I'm just going to make it work. So 5-year plan, business or life or both.
I guess both. Yeah.
5-year business plan would be keep chipping away at what I'm doing. I want to almost master my craft before I expand.
Yeah.
I think if you've always got a back foot to stand on, a lot of people rush the process. You know, because they like, for example, there could be a day where, you know, I've hired someone, and if I don't know how to do the job myself and then they cancel on me that morning, I need to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So I think 5 years from now, I want to build an agency. I want to have people working for me and underneath me. I want to be, I don't just want to be an eagle at the top that just, you know, hands out tasks. I want to be somebody
Like an
that,
absent dad.
exactly, yeah. I want to be somebody that
You want to be a
people,
present dad.
yeah, present dad. That's the best way to put it. And yeah, just keep chipping away and have a team and, you know, enjoy the team, like interact with them, teach them things, and just be happy, really. And
Nice.
5 years, I think I want children. I want a home. I want to.
You
be
hearing that,
happy.
Rebecca?
Yeah. I want
You can
20
do it.
kids.
I did it 3 times. you could do it. You only need to do it once. See how you go. Take it one at a time.
Take it one at a time.
That's what we did. Seriously. I think our second or third one, our first child when she was like 2,
Really?
we were like, oh, you vibing another one? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. Then
I
we had
want a big
one.
family. I think that's another reason I want to work really hard.
Are you an only child or?
No, so I've got one sister and then I had a brother, but he died when he was 11.
Oh,
So
condolences.
He had a disability, but I'm not 100% sure what it was. It was like really
11's
rare.
young.
Yeah, well, he was told
like a
that he
heart
was going to
condition.
die at 4.
Tell me to piss off if I'm prying.
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool.
I don't remember too much. Like I do remember stuff vaguely. I couldn't conversate with him and things like that.
Like cerebral palsy?
No, it wasn't that. It was it's almost
There's so
like
many
the way
things,
that it was, it was hard, but we got a lot out of it. Like he was, we were getting flown to America all the time, me and the family, Spain and everything. So we enjoyed it, but I think it's hard on my parents, especially with me moving away now as well.
Yeah.
Like it's probably a big toll on them. Like
their other boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
as a mother, I can vibe that, but as long as you pick up your phone, you should be fine.
Yeah, my phone's in my pocket and it's never on silent.
But I'd like to think I'm the type of mum that, like, if you don't pick up after 2 days, I'm flying there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you do come across as that. I think, if I was your child, I didn't answer, I'd probably shit myself. I reckon
good.
I'd be scared.
Good. I hope they feel that too. So I know you're going to the Gold Coast.
Yes, today.
Today,
I fly tonight.
I'm really actually so lucky that you guys came, and we're the last faces you'll see here in Perth.
I know.
Especially since you grew up here.
I grew up here through most of my teenage years, yeah. So I was a child in England and all my high school years and teenage years I grew up in Perth. So.
Oh, wow. So you're leaving us.
I know.
Hey, well, once we close those borders, there's no coming back, okay?
I know, that's it.
You learnt that in 2020.
Just go out there and really just try hit the nail on the head.
Wow, I guess so whereabouts in the Gold Coast are you going? What's plan of attack in the next
I'm staying
3 months? Yeah.
3 months. I'm staying quite central Gold Coast, so
Nice.
I'm going to try hit the, Burleigh Surfers Paradise.
Yeah, look out,
Southport,
surfers.
Is it Palm Beach? I don't know, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But we're staying in a place called Arundel. But yeah, basically just real estate agents. I'm going to really try hit it hard this year with the real estate. I'm going to try come at my work with a different approach to try stand out a little bit stronger and build more attraction for certain agents. I still want to do automotive. I love working in car workshops, mechanic shops,
You're going to the
cars.
right side of Australia then.
Exactly.
For all
I
of
think
this.
everything's lined up and it's all happening for a reason. But yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to kill it out there and just do everything that I've already done here, really. Just believe in myself and try. So
Yeah, no, you've got a lot of people here in WA that believe in you too.
yeah, and it's good.
Including
It's
me,
definitely
so
supportive.
Please, real estate agents. What state is that? South
Queensland?
Queensland?
So I know you've got Queensland, which is the generic whole thing, but then you've got North and South. I believe North is sunshine. Okay. South is surfers.
Ah, okay.
And then you've got...
Correct us if we're wrong. We're obviously immigrants.
I think their suburbs are quite, broad, whereas Perth's just a big straight line, so it's a bit different. But I'll find my way. I think I'll... I've actually got a meeting on Friday.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, with an agent, Aileen.
Oh.
So I'm excited.
Nice.
She sells some awesome houses, so...
Wow, as a quick testimonial, I guess Tommy is really excellent at what he does for me as a real estate agent here in WA. So if you're in South Australia, Queensland. I guess if you're in South Australia too, you can reach out to him, try your luck. But if you're in the Gold Coast, you need to reach out to Rise Socials.
I actually want to ask you a question.
I actually need you to sign us off too, but hit me with your question first.
So I think because a lot of people want to try get into real estate, and I know that your name is quite big in real estate. Can I ask you if someone's starting off as a real estate agent or has a thought process maybe coming out of school to want to be a real estate agent, what's like one bit of advice that you'd give?
Go straight for your registration. So the qualification's going to cost you the most money, but that is the best way so you have power in shopping around for a job. Because if you start shopping around for a job without it, you're going to get turned away a lot. And that will give that business, whichever business it is, the opportunity to churn and burn you.
Yeah.
I think in this industry, no matter where you are, churn and burn culture is normal, especially as you're bringing young agents into it. I'd say get your registration, do your due diligence on Perth. There's a lot of agents. I want to say there's about 1,000 real estate agents, if not more, maybe even closer to the 2,000 in just the Perth metro area. And it's growing because of social media reach. So the people are seeing me and Justin and Corey online and they're like, I want to be a real estate agent. And the reality is a lot harsher than people expect. So if you last more than, I think, 2 years in this industry, then you'll be okay. But if you're not built for this industry, you're going to be chewed up and spat out in 18 months.
Do you find yourself more rewarding of your craft after getting people to come and do your socials for you?
Not yet. So a lot of my industry is trust building. So even if they saw me on Facebook, until I meet them face to face, they're not going to buy anything from me or any service. But when someone tasks me to a job, it is a big thing. It's usually like their biggest asset. And so they've really got to trust the person at the end. And I've been good at that before real estate, but honing into that skill now I find valuable. So you have to be trustworthy, get your registration, and find out from a mixed bag of people about the agency that you're going to apply for before you actually sign up. And that will be the first place you will taste rejection, is trying to actually break into real estate, because getting that door opened is the harder part. And then once it's open, it's maintaining it. And there's so much noise in this industry. You have to stand out.
You have to, but you will, just your own way. You'll
just be a good cunt. Thanks so much for coming, Tommy. I really appreciate your time, and I'm honoured that you stopped in before your flight over to your next venture. Could you please sign us off?
It was my pleasure. I enjoyed being on here. I am, moving to the Gold Coast today, so you can find me on all socials. My business is Rise SOC and my personal is TOMJMY. Or if you follow Keys to the Hustle podcast, you can find me in the collaborators. Thank you for having me. It was good. We had a good chat, and I'll see you on socials.